This CPU looks awfully familiar, except this is the 7800X3D. AMD claims this is the fastest gaming CPU. Can this CPU finally crush Star Citizen? Most importantly, can it beat the 13900K with DDR5 that is fully tuned? In this video, you're gonna find out. And as always, we begin with the Lorville Ram. Now for each run and for all the results, we are taking the average of 5 runs. This is to account for the run-to-run performance variance you get from running different servers on Star Citizen. And for this specs, please take a look in the description below. You'll find all the hardware used for this video, both for the Intel system and AMD system. And do not forget to subscribe, because this is going to be a good one. We begin with running the 7800X3D with Expo memory at 6000 MHz with SEAL 30. This type of speeds is essentially the fastest 600 MHz memory sticks you can buy on the market. This is to set the baseline of what you can expect when running top-end memory kits for this platform. We're getting 47.2 on the 1% low and 90 FPS on the average. Alright, now let's tune this bad boy and see what we can get. Now the first thing we're going to do, as always, is to tune the memory. Taking a look at IDA64, we were able to get the memory latency down from 71.8 nanoseconds all the way down to 58.0 nanoseconds by setting the memory timings at 6400 MHz and improving the MCL and UCLK frequency to 3200 and increasing the FCLK to 2133 MHz. This is exactly the same results I was able to get on the 7900X3D. We also tightened the primary, secondary, and tertiary timings. In addition, we ran the persistent boost curve optimizer with a -10 offset. As a result, we got a 10% performance boost on the 1% low and roughly 5% performance boost on the average. This is exactly the same performance improvement we got on tuning the 7900X3D. Check that video out in the description below. Alright, now let's stack this up against the other CPUs. We can see that the 7800X3D is actually performing slightly better than the 7900X3D fully tuned. I was expecting that this would be roughly 10% faster because we locked out the other CCD, which meant we only had 6 cores on the 7900X3D, and I was expecting that we would see roughly 10% faster performance. As a result, it is just lagging behind the 13900K. Now let's take a look at how it performs at the other areas that we are testing. Alright, in Orison, I guess this is where the 7800X3D shines. It actually performs significantly faster than the 7900X3D, talking about more than 10%. The 10% I guess I was expecting to get when running with 2 more cores. And as a result, it is arguably equally as fast as the 13900K with 8200 MHz tuned memory. So that's quite interesting to see. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between both of those systems if you had them side by side. Alright, going to ArcCorp Area 18, we can see that the 7800X3D and the 7900X3D is virtually the same here. That tells me that just that area purely cares more about a few cores generating the maximum performance. So it seems to be more sensitive around that. And once again, the 3900K wins by over 10% on 1% low and roughly 8% on the average. There you go. The 7800X3D did not beat the 3900K. However, arguably it beats all the CPUs when you think about price to performance value. The 7800X3D is simply a cheaper CPU to buy and comes with a cheaper AM5 motherboard platform. And now that DDR5 is arguably super cheap, you're able to get DDR5 at an affordable price that you're able to tune to 6400 MHz. Besides those benefits, the 7800X3D in the family of the 7000 series with X3D, it has the benefit that you do not need to fiddle around with a terrible scheduler that may or may not allocate your game to the right CCD. This means that you can do more plug and more play with this system. You do not need to be concerned whether or not you're getting the maximum performance out of the 7000 series. That was it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.